Next Door Neighbor by Peter Filler. Chapter 9. Coach Stephan's Basketball Tryouts. Coach Stephan was in for a surprise on the first school day of the new year. It was physical endurance day in gym class, and the students were rotating through fitness stations when Jodis stepped onto the sit-up mat. Nobody expected much. Coach Stephan crouched beside him, stopwatch in hand. Ready, go! Jodis sprang into action. Sit-up after sit-up, clean and precise, elbows to knees. But it wasn't just the form that caught everyone's attention. It was the sounds. With every sit-up, Jodis made a soft whirling noise on the way up and a beep on the way down. Whir, beep, whir, beep. By the time the buzzer buzzed, Coach Stephan had counted 55 sit-ups in 60 seconds. Whoa, he muttered, stunned. Perfect form. And weird noises. A crowd of ninth graders had gathered to watch. Some were laughing, some were cheering, and some just stared. Coach Stephan stood up, crossed his arms, and said, Parallax, how'd you like to try out for the basketball team? Without hesitation, Jodis replied, Yeah. Tryouts begin. 1 week later, the gym echoed with the sounds of sharp whistle. Coach Stephan paced the court, clipboard in hand, whistle around his neck. 15 boys stood in a line along the three-point arc, eyes on him. He stopped under the basket and barked. All right, boys, let's be clear. Basketball is not for everyone. I only need 10 players. If you can't dribble, pass, shoot, or work as a team, you're wasting my time. A few boys muttered, Yes, sir. I said, Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir, they all shouted. Coach looked down at his clipboard. Goldman. Shelby Goldman. Step up. Shelby walked nervously to the free throw line. Coach handed him the ball. Score on me. Let's see what you got. Shelby bounced the ball once, took a deep breath, and tossed up a weak air ball that didn't even touch the rim. What was that, Goldman? Coach frowned. You want to make the team? You've got to do better than that. He grabbed the ball and motioned for Shelby to switch spots with him. Now Coach had the ball and Shelby was guarding him. Watch this. It's all about control. Coach Stephan dribbled with confidence, faking left, spinning right, keeping the ball away from Shelby. Then he stepped back, jumped, and drained a perfect jumper. Woo, in your face, Goldman, the coach shouted, hyped up. The boys howled with laughter. Shelby looked down, embarrassed, hands on hips. Coach pointed to the back of the line. Next time, bring your A game. Get back, Goldman. He looked back at his clipboard. Parallax. Jodis Parallax. Let's see what you've got. Jodis stepped up calmly. Coach handed him the ball. Before Coach could even finish saying, Show me what you've got, Para, Jodis jumped and shot. Swoosh. Then Coach finished, Lux. The ball slipped through the net so cleanly it barely made a sound. The boys erupted. Let's go! Let's go! Coach blinked, stunned. Lucky shot. Do it again. He tossed the ball back and dropped into a guarding stance. Jodis dribbled fast, sharp, and precise, dodging left, then right. Coach lunged to steal, but Jodis spun away, jumped, and fired another perfect shot. Swoosh. The gym exploded with shouts and laughter. Oh my God! Do you see that? He's a machine! Coach Stephan stood there, mouth open, then grinned. He picked up the ball and walked over. Nice shot, Parallax, he said, holding out his hand. Jodis shook, beaming. Now that's how you make the team. Congratulations. Jodas raised both arms in the air, pointer fingers to the ceiling, jumping in a circle. Woo! Woo! The rest of the boys gathered around him, bouncing and shouting in unison. Woo! 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 It sounded like a flock of wild owls, and Jodas was their new MVP. Jodas Parallax had never felt more nervous and excited at the same time. It was his first official basketball team practice. He stood outside the locker room, clutching his new Buccaneer High basketball shirt and shorts, heart pounding in his chest. Inside, the other players were already getting changed, laughing, tossing towels, and talking about the big game coming up next month. Jodas slowly walked in. Yo, Parallax, one of the boys called out. Mr. Nothing But Net. Another added, You brought your robot sounds with you today, bro? The room burst into light laughter, but this time it wasn't mean. It was playful. It felt friendly. Jodas smiled shyly. Only if you want me to go full turbo mode. We do, someone shouted. Coach Stephan stepped into the room, blowing his whistle. Let's go, team. 5 laps around the court, now. The boys scrambled out of the locker room and into the gym. Jodas followed, adrenaline rushing. Drills and discipline. The practice was intense. Coach Stephan wasn't playing around. He drilled them hard. Dribbling relays, full court sprints, passing under pressure, layups with contact. Every time someone got lazy, Coach blew his whistle so hard it felt like it could crack glass. Parallax, Jodas froze. That was a lazy pass. I expect excellence from you. Got it? Yes, Coach. The team watched him. He took a breath, squared his shoulders, and picked up the pace. He didn't want to be just the kid who got in because of one lucky tryout. He wanted to earn his spot. A team is born. Halfway through practice, the team broke into 2 squads for a scrimmage. Jodas was on the blue team. He passed, he hustled, he defended, and then, in the final minute, he stole the ball, raced up the court, jumped from the free throw line, and banked in a shot just before the whistle. Buzz. Whoa, the blue team cheered. They surrounded Jodas and high-fived him. One kid shouted, This guy's got rocket boosters for legs. Coach Stephan called everybody in. Listen up. Today I saw grit, hustle, and teamwork. That's what I want. Parallax, good hustle, but don't get cocky. You've got potential, but potential's nothing without work. Jodas nodded. Yes, Coach. Coach added with a smirk. Maybe tone down the robot noises. A little. The team laughed. Jodas laughed too. After practice, as the boys headed to the locker room, Julius walked over to Jodas. Hey, you're good, but I like that you're not a show-off. Keep working, and you'll be solid. Jodas couldn't believe it. Thanks, man. That means a lot. As he left the gym, sweaty and exhausted, he spotted Jenix waiting by the door, arms crossed, a big smile on her face. So, how'd it go, champion? Jodas beamed. I think I'm on a team now? You think? Jenix teased. I could hear them shouting, woo, down the hallway. Jodas slung his gym bag over his shoulder and smiled. Yeah, I think I made some new friends. And for the first time at Buccaneer High, Jodas Parallax felt like he belonged.